to intervene, and the more likely it is that they won't remove a child. They also look for other stable family members like yourself who are willing to temporarily house the child if necessary. And so your relationship with Child Protective Services can help to stabilize things faster. And if anybody has the mother's ear and is willing to encourage her, get therapy now so that you can show Child Protective Services you're getting help. It would be good for her to have that knowledge and that bit of encouragement.
Yeah. Well, I just think that too. Go ahead, Paula.
Whenever I speak to the mother, she's always extremely polite. She's never sarcastic. She's never nasty. She's never done anything disrespectful at all. But there's never any follow-up. It's like I talk to the wall. She's right, And I've tried to reach out to her before because she's been child in my life for 10 years and talk to her about different things, and she just acknowledged I'm talking, but there was no follow-up. There was nothing.
And Paula, sometimes we have to still take the action step, even if it's not likely that there will be a result. But your willingness to do any of these things shows your granddaughter that she's loved and cared for and protected by someone in her life. It may be that it doesn't result in what we're hoping, but it is still worthwhile to take the action. And thank you for being such a present great-grandmother for your great-granddaughter. You're amazing.
Yes. Well, and I wanted to also say the pastoral help could help. You know, Zach, you deal with kids all the time in your ministry. Yeah. And I think a pastor could also be a good voice in this child's ear of her worth and her value. This is a really disrupted family on so many different levels. And Paula, you are great-grandmother of the year, and I know that that's not a job that you wanted. And yet, at the same time, God's going to use you to continue to minister to this child. But I do think that if you have a church community, that could also be another avenue that could offer some support.
Well, it could be a stabilizing force, too. I mean, there's so many situations where, you know, our goal, I think any local church should be, the primary goal should be to help partner with families of all kinds to help raise their kids. That is the primary responsibility of the family. However, there are certain situations where certain families of origin are just not able to do that for one reason or another, and sometimes the church needs to fill in the gap in some way. It doesn't necessarily need to hijack the responsibility, but there does need to be a support. So yeah, I mean, whether it be a local student ministry, a children's ministry of some kind, some sort of a youth program, again, the power of being in a relationship where there's something healthy. There's something, there's tangible sense of love. There's a tangible sense of belonging. That could be a real stabilizing.
Hey, Zach.
Yeah.
Can we send the great-granddaughter a copy of Curving the Cook and the Jesus Chronicles?
That'd be amazing. Yes, and I want to send How We Love Our Kids to Paula as well. And again, just for the grandparent side of it too, I just think those resources would be helpful. Yes, that'd be awesome to send the Kirby book. That's a great suggestion. So stay with us. We'll be back for one last segment here on New Life Live, 1-800-229-3000.
All right, so final segment of New Life Live coming up next is phone call, and all these calls, any of them resonate with you. 818-662-3737. That's my number. I'd love to know how to pray specifically for you. I mean, during these conversations we have, some of these crush you. Others you go, what? How did that? Why did you? And other times in the crosshairs of other people making mistakes or making decisions, not necessarily a mistake, and we're caught in the crosshairs. You know, it runs the table on all this. I just want you to know, we're not alone. This human condition of ours, we're in need of a Savior. And God, thank you for reminding me once again, I need you. Unbound, reminding us, just a nice and mild week. We get 79 today, 63 tonight, same tomorrow. May get up to 81, 82 on Tuesday, Wednesday, but then we're scaling it way back down to the low 70s and even into the 50s at night. This weather check presented by Unbound. Well, lo and behold, look who has arrived. Scott Furrow, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
Did you bring me a coffee?
You can have the rest of my coffee if you want to.
I thought you were like, oh, Dave, what you got on the big show today?
Man, we have a big show today. We have Lindsay Snyder Ellingson, who is the founder or the owner and founder.
Where's my double-double?
Yeah, of In-N-Out. She's the owner and CEO, president of In-N-Out, and her husband. And really what we're talking about is an event that In-N-Out Foundation is putting on this weekend, so you want to tune in for that. We also have Hugh Ross coming on today, later on. So we got a lot going on today.
All right. legendary Hugh Ross and Lindsay and her husband. My goodness, Scott, you're in the company of legends.
Well,
Except me.
you're a legend,
Oh,
Dave.
come on.
Your daily dose of encouragement. 99.5 KkLA. Find hope here.
We knew our marriage was broken, but we didn't know how to fix it.
The New Life Intimacy and Marriage Workshop is coming to Dallas, Texas, October 21st to the 23rd.
It has transformed our lives, our marriage. You have reached our home. You have helped transform our lives.
Join Steve Arterburn.
It's been a dream of mine for a long time to help people to grow more intimately together, and we believe that everybody has room to grow in the intimacy level of their life.
And Mylan and Kay Yerkovich. We help couples understand how their attachment style is sabotaging their current relationship. And then we teach them how to create comfort in a relationship. To register or to find out more, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433 or go to newlife.com.
Thank you for giving us a pathway where we can humble ourselves and say, Lord, we need help. Help us fix it. And we thank you for that.
Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE for more information. 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
Hi, my name's Adam Barada. I'm the owner of Advantage Gold, the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. Now, we've won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because we educate our clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. We don't pay celebrity spokespeople millions of dollars. We'd rather pass that value on to you. Call 800-900-8000 and speak with one of our experts. We'll send you a free gold kit along with my latest national best-selling book, The Great Devaluation. Call 800-900-8000. Call 800-900-8000.
Portions of the following program are pre-recorded.
To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
Thanks again for joining us here today on New Life Live. We are hanging out with you for 2 hours. 1-800-229-3000 is the number, so give us a call if you'd like some help with something. And Becky, I want to throw it to you just quickly here to talk about a way that those that are listening today can actually partner with us here at New Life to kind of help with some of the life change that we do here through the radio program, but also through a lot of different things as well.
You know, Zach, what I'm so grateful for are our Club New Life members. They are partners with us in ministry, and they make such a difference in the lives of so many people. And this month, we have a special thank you gift. When you join Club New Life or increase your current Club New Life giving by $10 per month, you'll receive your choice of the one-year Bible for women or the one-year Bible for men. And the great thing about these Bibles is that we are personally connected to them. Steve did the devotional writings for the one-year Bible for men, and Misty Arterburn, his wife, did the writings for the one-year Bible for women. And I know it's going to be a blessing to anyone who receives them. And on top of that, your giving will bless so many people who are in need of help and hope. And we just appreciate all who are already part of Club New Life and know that this will make a huge impact. So we want to encourage you to join us in Club New Life.
Yes, absolutely.
The great thing about Bible commentaries, too, is that even though you're rereading scripture you're probably familiar with, you get a new insight from the editor of the Bible. And I got some sneak peeks at what Misty Arterburn has in store for us. The woman is a genius, and she points out things in the Bible that I and many others had never even heard of before, hadn't thought of before. So you will get a fresh perspective on the Word.
Yeah, you'll be blessed. Ray is going to be our last call, listening to us in California on YouTube, actually. And so we're going to go to Ray here. Ray, welcome to New Life Live. How can we help you today?
I have had a 29-year really dysfunctional relationship with food. I became pretty much paralyzingly afraid of obesity when I was little. I was told it was in our family. It was not based on choices. They couldn't help themselves. And so I've been through anorexia, bulimia, all kinds of diets. And for 29 years, it was super obsessive. I punished myself with exercise, punished and rewarded myself with food. So for 3 years, I've been in recovery. I just relapsed after 6 months with no processed foods. And so I kind of have two questions. For those 6 months, which is the longest period of time that I've ever not compulsively overeaten and not had that really obsessive relationship with food, my rule was if it's in a package, if it has a label, then I don't eat it. So like whole foods only. And I didn't eliminate any of the whole foods. But I have kind of looked at what led me back to like making little exceptions to things until I got back where I was obsessed with it. But I'm like, I don't know, like, what is the best way when you get into that place where you're dealing with obsessive thoughts about whatever it is? For me, it's food.
Yeah. Well, thanks for calling in today, Ray, and we want to be able to help you. Alice, I'll let you jump in here first, and just this idea of specifically food addiction.
Ray, have you remained in that structured recovery process that you were in as you obtained those 6 months of sobriety from food?
Yes, I've gone to my recovery meetings for 3.5 years now. Every week I have a sponsor. I facilitate step studies, like, yeah.
And is the relapse ongoing, or was it temporary and you got back on track?
Well, that's what I'm trying to do now.
I'm trying to get back on track now.
Yeah.
I want to congratulate you for those 6 months that you had a healthier relationship with food and your self-control increased. And I'm sure you know this, but I'm just going to remind you that relapse is generally a part of the process of recovery. And most of us have to work through several relapses in order to gain long-term sobriety with whatever our addiction is. And it's how we deal with the relapse differently. And we usually see that as we stay in recovery like you are, we come out of the relapse faster. We talk about it faster. We get back on track in a more efficient way as we build up our strength in the recovery process. And there are 3 things that I want you to make sure you continue to pursue, and I think you're doing pretty much all of them. One is we've got to stay in ongoing group, and sometimes we have to increase the frequency of our group attendance, making sure that we're actively participating, that we continue to confess as many times as we need to. We also usually need to be in individual therapy, because it's not only the symptoms of the way we eat that we have to look at, but the underlying emotions that we're comforting with food. It's a legitimate need that we have, but we're using an illegitimate need of comfort. And then a lot of us need medication to help us with that anxiety. And so the 3 factors should be a part of your ongoing recovery process.
That's great. Becky, anything that you would add just as far as next steps, from specifically about this relapse of like trying to get back on track after you've kind of had a setback?
Yeah, one of the things that we talk about in recovery is the concept of dry drunk, or in this case, dry overeating. And so we can put into practice the not doing. And, Ray, you were really faithful in not eating the way that you were before. But what happens, going back to what you just said, Alice, we're practicing that, but we're not accessing